It took 21 years between the last pass that Terry Bradshaw threw at Shea Stadium in 1983 to your second game in your NFL career, your first play from the line of scrimmage in Baltimore in 2004. To think, where did the last 18 years go? Here I am as a diehard Steeler fan, knowing that 21-year gap, where even though the team was competitive in the mid-90s, yes, they reached the Super Bowl, yes, they did some good things along the way, but it took your drafting, April 2004, where I tried to get into the theater at Madison Square Garden to see, possibly, fingers crossed, to you get your name called by then Commissioner Paul Tagliabue to be graced on that stage with the Steeler jersey that we've seen time after time on that day, sometime in late April of 2004. And now it has come to the conclusion that you have stepped away gracefully from the game of football. I remember that 2004 season, how you pretty much ran through the league after your initial debut in Baltimore to where you won 13 straight games. Your battle with Eli Manning in your rookie year, the guy who was drafted before you in the same class as Phillip Rivers. To have that tough AFC Championship game against our arch nemesis in the playoffs, the New England Patriots. To lose to Tom Brady. Your promise to Jerome Bettis to come back next year that we're going to win it for him. At 7-5, you go on and run the table in the regular season to make it to the playoffs, to win in Cincinnati in the wild card, to win in Indianapolis where nobody picked you to win and upsetting Peyton Manning in the number 1 seed, and then winning in Denver in the AFC Championship game. Although the Super Bowl was anticlimactic, you did one play, which that big pass play to Hines Ward at the 1-yard line that set up your touchdown run. And then 2 other plays after that, the Willie Parker touchdown, and as well as the end around where Antoine Randall threw to Hines Ward, which pretty much sealed the game. And finally, the first Super Bowl since Super Bowl 14, 1980, that I was able to witness and finally get a taste of what a Steeler championship was about as an adult. A few years after that, you were able to bring this team back to a Super Bowl in the middle of getting into a motorcycle accident, not knowing whether or not that you were going to be okay, to think that, wait a second, our franchise quarterback, who was hurt and not able to know what his future was going to be like, considering. But we did make it into 2008, and being able to go along on another Super Bowl run, beating the San Diego Chargers, the epic bloodbath of an AFC Championship game at home against the Baltimore Ravens, and then, of course, the game in Tampa, the play that I like to call the gift that keeps on giving, your throw to Santonio Holmes in the back of the end zone for another victory. And mind you, in between all that, number 7 had his issues off the field. The allegations, sexual assault, the situation down in Georgia, in Las Vegas. Thankfully, you weren't charged. And obviously, we weren't there, so I'm not going to, by any means, condemn what those allegations were. But obviously, it wasn't a good look on top of the motorcycle ride. But be that as it may, you came out of that. You took us on another Super Bowl run in 2010, beating Baltimore, beating the Jets, falling short against the Green Bay Packers. And I thought at 31-25, we had the ball. And I believe on that first drive, with the clock winding down in Texas Stadium or in AT&T Stadium, that you were able to pull out one last drive to get us in the end zone, to take us home, to win 32-31, and for you to have your 3rd Super Bowl. But obviously it wasn't meant to be. And since then, we haven't come close. Yes, we went back to an AFC Championship game in 2016 against the Patriots. That damn team, we were never able to get over the hump. And all of the tough losses after that, whether it was in Denver in 2016, Fitzgerald Toussaint with that fumble, whether it was in 2017, the game against Jacksonville, which was inexcusable. And I know you played your heart out. Another game in Denver, the Tebow game, as we all remember, where Ben, you were on one leg and you were hobbling around, but you were able to make plays. That one to Jericho Cotchery comes to mind, but we fell short in that game. All the other playoff losses that we've had along the way, which culminated in this season losing in Kansas City to Patrick Mahomes and therefore sending you off to your next chapter in life. Ben, I do want to say, after being a Steelers fan my whole entire life, and in that 21-year break between Bradshaw to yourself, man, it was tough to not being able to have that guy that we could count on week in, week out to give us the hope and the potential of making it to a Super Bowl, even when we thought that those runs that were unexpected in 2005 as a 6th seed, even in 08 for that matter, who thought that after the Larry Fitzgerald touchdown that we were going to come back, although I did have faith in you. With 2:43 to go and 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. And even in Super Bowl 45 on that final drive, which came up short against the Packers. And we thought that we would get back to another Super Bowl after that, and we didn't. And all I could say, as one of my favorite athletes to watch, I'm sure I'm speaking for Steeler Nation, you gave us plenty of high drama, plenty of wonderful moments, comebacks, late game heroics, all of it. You provided that and then some. And granted that it's been 11 years since we been to a Super Bowl, and now what's going to be 13 years since we last won one, the memories will last a lifetime. And I can only hope your heir apparent will do anything close to what you've done. Oh, you know I'd sign for it right now. But it's not about the heir apparent. It's about you. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for laying it all on the line. Thank you for your heart, your courage. As I've said time after time, you were a guy that no matter who was out there, Brady, Rodgers, you could go down the list. There was no other guy that I wanted on my team under center than Ben Roethlisberger. Why? Because you had the heart of a lion. Why? Because you were as tough as nails. Getting hit in the nose by Haloti Ngata and getting your nose broken and still making big plays and scrapping out a victory on a Sunday night in 2010 against the Ravens. It's moments like that that I'll never forget. And you just embodied what a Pittsburgh Steeler was all about. Ben, I salute you. On to the next chapter of your life. You gave us a lot of great memories, ones that obviously they're embedded in my sports heart and in my memory. And of course, next stop for you is Canton, my man. I wish you nothing but the best. I can't wait till that day where you put on the gold jacket, which you deserve 1,000%. And salute to you, my guy, on a wonderful career.